Hello guys, it's me Lunar, welcome back to another Borderlands 3 video. There are tons of possible choices when starting a character in Borderlands 3, and it can be overwhelming on who to play and what skills you pick. In this series, I'm going over some basic builds you can start on when playing for the first time. In this video, I'm focusing on high damage sniper build. The best character to use for this will be Flak, as he has the most skills to improve the sniper and deal massive critical hit damage, two key parts of this. If you find the video useful, a like is appreciated. Our first skill is our action skill, and we're going to be using the fade away one, which is in the stalker tree. When you use it, Flak cloaks, turning invisible, and you can fire 3 shots while cloaked, and each shot has automatically a critical hit. And when cloaked, Flak has increased movement speed and health regeneration. That's nice, but we are really in this for the critical hit damage. So when you have fade away active, your critical hit damage is plus 200%. You get 25% movement speed and plus 3% on your maximum health, which is a nice boost. The cooldown for this is 45 seconds, which is quite a long time, and we're going to be adding skills in order to reduce the cooldown as much as possible, because we want to have fade away active as much as possible. The skill duration, on the other hand, is 15 seconds, and we don't actually care about having the skill duration for our action skill, unlike most other ones, because we can only fire 3 shots when cloaked and do critical hit damage with that. And so the lower the skill duration time, the better it will probably be. We really just want it to end after we fire our 3 shots and then have as quick a cooldown time as possible. So for our action skill, we are going to choose Fade Away. On the first row, we have a choice of 3. We have this one here, Self-Repairing System, Sick'em, and Furious Attack. Now you're going to make sure that you put them into the Furious Attack. Hunter skills, after shooting an enemy, Flak gains a stack of Furious Attack, and for each stack of Furious Attack, your weapon handling and gun damage is increased. Handling by 4.8% if you fully max out, gun damage by 2, and we're really just looking for that extra gun damage, although having extra handling on a sniper rifle isn't a bad thing. Now we don't really need any of the top 3 here, but of course we need to add skills into the tree at the top in order to reach the skills at the bottom. So in order to unlock the next row, you're going to have to add skills into either Sick'em, or you can add them into the Self-Repairing System. Now, to be honest, you can add them into either. I've chosen to add them into my Sick'em one because it will increase the damage and cooldown time of my pet's attack. But to be honest, the pet isn't really the main point of this, and so whether he attacks or not is not really that important. The only reason I've chose this one over the health one is because our pet will have a rocket launcher, and that sounds pretty cool. So if you prefer to have this self-repairing system, then you can increase your maximum health and have constant health regen, which is probably a better option if you find that you're getting killed too easily. But like I said, both of these, it doesn't matter too much which one that you use. For me, I'm using this one for now. For the next row, we're going to use Eager to Impress. When Flak kills an enemy, the action skill cooldown time is reduced, and it will reduce our cooldown time by 1.25 seconds. It's not loads, but it's something. On the next row down, we have Turn, Tail, and Run. When moving, Flak constantly regenerates health and damage reduction, but when you're standing still, which with this build you will probably be standing still quite a bit more than other builds since you're using a sniper rifle, you will gain gun damage and fire rate increase, and the gun damage increase is a huge 25%. The fire rate is not really something that's necessary for a sniper build, but it's still good to have that. I've also put the one into here, Lick the Wounds, and when you're fighting for your life, your pet will attempt to revive you, so that will come in handy. For our final skill on this tree, we have the Fast and the Furious. While above half health, your gun damage and movement speed are increased. You will get a movement speed of plus 10% when it's fully maxed out, but you will get an incredible 25% plus on gun damage with this equipped. So our action skill is Fade Away, and we have a choice of 2 augments to go with that. Gorillas in the Mist. Fade Away no longer ends after Flak attacks, at the cost of critical hit damage and Fade Away duration being reduced. And the duration is 8 seconds and critical hit damage is plus 50%. Our final skill augmentation is Unblinking Eye. Successive hits on the same target increase Flak's critical damage per hit, and it resets every 3 hits with a plus 75% critical hit damage. For our pet, we have the Gunslinger Jabber. The Jabber upgrades your gear and equips an SMG, and while accompanied by the Gunslinger, Flak gains increased movement speed and critical hit damage. It's the only pet that will increase your critical hit damage, which is the main reason I chose it. The rest of our skills are on the Hunter tree, starting with this one at the top, When Flak scores a critical hit, there is a chance for 1 ammo to be added to your magazine. Now that's a good one, since having a sniper rifle you have a very low ammo capacity, and having any extra shot where you don't have to reload is a good thing. For our second one, we have Second Intention. Hunter skill kills. Whenever Flak kills an enemy, they gain an increased reload speed, and whenever you get a critical kill, that reload speed increases even more. Again, having a sniper rifle, you will have a low reload speed, and having a quicker one can only be a good thing. On the next row, we have maxed out this one here, Hunter's Eye. Flak gains bonuses when fighting different types of enemy, and the main part of it is you get critical hit damage plus 15% versus humans, but you will also do extra armor damage to robots, and you will get a damage reduction from beasts. Our next one is another essential one, Head Count. Whenever you score a critical hit, there is a chance your action skill cooldown will be reduced, and it's 2 seconds with a 30% chance per critical hit. And if you're dealing out loads of critical hits in every fight, then you have a chance to reduce your cooldown by quite a lot very quickly. Finally, on this row, I have one in Ambush Predator, and when there's no enemies nearby, you will deal extra critical hit damage and have extra weapon handling speeds. Again, if this is another non-essential one, you can change that into something else if you wish to. Further down we have this one here, the Most Dangerous Game. Whenever Flak kills a badass or stronger enemy, they gain increased critical hit damage, gun damage, and handling. You'll also get extra cash rewards from the Intergalactic Bureau of Bounty Hunting. The current effect, if it's fully maxed out, is 120 seconds it lasts for. Your handling is plus 33%, gun damage 25%, and critical hit damage is plus 10%. Next down we have Galactic Shadow. You deal increased critical hit damage of 15%, and enemies are less likely to attack you. Grim Harvest. Flak gains increased gun damage and action skill damage. The gun damage is plus 12%, up to 15%, and action skill damage, which can be up to 25%. Finally, Flak gains a chance to score a critical hit with weapons against any part of an enemy, and the chance is 20%. So that is my sniper build for Flak, which focuses on dealing high crit damage above all else and tries to get your action skills back as quick as possible, as it is the best way to deal the most damage. Some of the skills I mentioned can be switched for others as they're non-essential to the build, and I do have a couple of changes I'm going to make now I went over the build again, but you can see my final build if you want to in the link in the description. But that is about it for this video. Hopefully it's helped you if you didn't know where to start for a character build in Borderlands 3 to choose a playstyle and what skills you should be picking. Comment any suggestions you think are needed for this build, like and subscribe for more Borderlands 3. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace out.